Do I need lip gloss? Honestly, y'all ain't worth lip gloss right now. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, y'all, and welcome to my channel. It's that girl Gabby. Throw that ass in a circle. No, I'm just kidding. But do y'all like my bust down 22 layered? Yeah, not too much. Something light. I didn't feel like doing my edges, so not too much on me. But I'm back. I'm back and I'm better. Y'all, just a quick update before I start my story time. I've been going to the gym 5 days a week. I lost 30 pounds in a month and a half, basically 2 months. You could do it. If I could do it, you could do it, okay? Because my birthday's in June, big Gemini. Yeah, big Gemini. And my body needs to be right. Sorry, not sorry. It needs to be right. You can't get in line to go home. But anywho, today I'm gonna be doing a story time about the time I beat this girl up in the mall. Yeah, the time I beat this girl up in the mall. I really just chose the story time on the spot. This is the intro, okay? This is the intro story. I'm not even gonna get straight to that story. This is the intro story. And then there's gonna be one story after this, and then it's gonna be about the fight. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna make multiple stories about this person. So we're gonna name the main character, other than me, we're gonna name him Baltimore. So I was about in 10th grade. He thought I was a senior. Let's talk about it. So I was in like 10th grade and I was working at this mall. I mean, I don't really care. I'll say the name of the mall. Maybe y'all know the mall. Actually, I'm not going to say the name of the mall because I'm not supposed to go to that mall, but I still go to that mall. So we're going to call this mall Point. So in 10th grade, I used to work at Point and in this candy store. And this was around the time, this is the story time I recorded before this other guy, but when I drop it, y'all will know. But this was around the time that I met Lineback. Anywho, I was in 10th grade and I applied for a job at Point at Macy's. When I got the job or whatever, I was a horrible worker. I ain't gonna lie. I was horrible. Like, they had me messed up though. What do I look like folding and putting these clothes on the racks and carrying all this stuff? Like, no. And I was in 10th grade. I mean, who cares? But shoot. Anywho, I got the job. It was about, I'll say day two of the job. I was walking out of Macy's and there was like, you know, the seating area right by the food court. And like, I used to hang out there because everybody from my school, like literally used to work there. Or not necessarily my school, like the surrounding schools and the rival schools and everything like that. Like they used to all come to that mall and like just be there. And like all my little clique, my little group. So I got off of work and I would meet my friends and we would just be chilling. Of course, you know, I've always been thick. Yeah, I've always been thick. I've always had a little booty. So, you know, I'm in 10th grade looking like I'm a freaking senior, damn near freshman in college. So there was this tater tot spot and I always used to go there to get tater tots. Like they were so good. Like some of them would put cheese, sour cream and onion tater tots. Like I forgot the name of it. I think it was tater tots. I think the name of it was tater tots. I don't freaking know. But anywho, this guy there was trying to talk to me. And, you know, I give him a little attention or whatever. Like, I gave him my Snapchat, whatever. Cool. Then there was this janitor guy. Y'all, don't come for me. Don't come for me. 10th grade Gabby. Don't come for me. Y'all, there was this janitor guy. He's introduced as Baltimore. So Baltimore was trying to talk to me. And honestly, Baltimore, we had the most fun. Like, we had the absolute most fun ever. Like, with my little young behind, like, he was like, oh my gosh, he was like 23. Am I gonna get guys locked up? He was like 23. But anywho, I think it was like 16. I think it was 16. Baltimore, you know, he tried to talk to me or whatever. And I was just like, you know, I gave him a little attention. First of all, he's light skinned, no colorism stuff because I love my people. I love black people, period. I love everybody. But my type is light skin. Now my type is tall. Before I would just talk to, you know, whoever piqued my interest. But now my type is light skin, tall with dread. And you know who looks like that? My baby daddy. Let's talk about it. He was like my height, really maybe a centimeter or two shorter than me. I've always been 5'6". And he was light skinned with a beard, and he had tattoos everywhere. And I'm just telling you this. And he was from Baltimore. Baltimore was known for being dangerous and crazy and ghetto and ratchet. And, you know, I just loved it. Now, stay far away. Stay far away. With the whole scenery stuff. If you're from there, you know, that's cool. If you're from any of these big cities that be with action, you know, that's cool. As long as you ain't got nobody looking for you, I ain't got no problem. Because I ain't going to be sitting in the car with you and no, none of that. Anywho, you know, he was a little chunky. Not like chunky, but he had a little stomach. But let me tell you something. Yeah. We were locked in. Anywho, so he got my Snapchat or whatever, or my number, I don't remember. And we started texting. One day, he was telling me to come see him. And it wasn't time for my break yet or something like that. Or I couldn't leave the store for my break. I can't necessarily remember. It was like one of those things. Either it wasn't time for my break yet, or I couldn't leave the store for my break. No, because I was still on the floor because they was looking for me. We're going to get to that. Okay. So I told them that I left my phone food court and somebody had it for me to let me go get it. So this one lady, I remember her. She was really tall. She had an attitude with me. It's like, girl, why are you mad at me? Like, I'm 16 years old. This is your career. This is not mine. This is not my career. She had a little attitude with me, but I asked her, let me go get my phone. And she was like, okay, whatever. So I went out. I went to go get my phone. I ain't even gonna lie. I was gone for like 15, 20 minutes. I am not gonna lie. And I was supposed to be looking at the register, you know, watching the register, helping people check out. So we out there in the thing, kikiing or whatever. And it's just all bad. So then I see her big, tall ass, because she was real big, thick. Like, she was like, I would say 6 feet. Real thick, like, yeah. Anywho, she walked out. I seen her. I said, oh my gosh. And she was like, you come here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. Like, I'm gonna get fired. My little change that I had for spring break, I'm not gonna have no more. She told me come here. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I got carried away. They're like, yeah, okay. So then I went back to work or whatever. Baltimore ends up coming in there and sitting in the dressing room while I put these clothes together. Like off the racks and stuff like that. And I guess people would snitch on me, like, because they seen us talking or whatever, because we would be in the dressing room, like, not doing anything, but literally, like, he'd be sitting, you know how, like, dressing rooms have, like, the seats, like this one, kind of. You know how dressing rooms have the seat, and, you know, you just sit. So I would be doing the clothes or whatever, and people would snitch on me. It's fine. But, like, people really would hate on me in my jobs. Not all of them, but I mean, I can say, now that I'm grown, it probably was my fault. I was part of the problem, of course. Everybody just ain't out to get Gabby. But they were a hater, because I was that girl. And so I would get talked about having him in there. I'm like, he's on his break. I can't control what he's doing. What if he's in Macy's just shopping? One day, I'm so embarrassed about this. I freaking bought him polo underwear and tank tops from Macy's. Why? I don't know. And he probably still has them to this day. To this day. I bought him little polo underwear and stuff. Like in week 2 of us talking. It's horrible. Anywho, that was my little boo though. So they used to come to me and talk to me about having him in there. And, you know, he just kept coming in there. So it's like, whatever, strike 2, I guess, with the job. Then one day after, mind you, we never hung out outside of like work, the mall. We never hung out outside of the mall. So one day he came and he was like, you know, what time you get off? I'm like, I get off at like 7 or 8. And he was like, okay. I want you to come with me to my house and we can like chill, we can smoke or whatever. So I'm just like, okay. And drink or whatever. I mean, I didn't drink. I don't even think, no, it was a little bit, but I didn't really drink. I really just smoked. So it's like, okay. So me with no car, him being janitor, and let's talk about it, a felon. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. A felon. Okay, he told me he was a felon. But you know, a lot of guys I used to talk to, they used to pump fake like they got all these bodies and they're just, I don't want to say the K word, but you know, illers. They talk about how they illers and this and that. Like, no, you're not. Why are you just telling a random girl this? You think this is cute? They're looking for you. They're looking for you. I might turn you in. They're looking for you. No, I'm just kidding. But they're looking for you. Like, hello? It's not cute. It's not cute. Looking over your shoulder and worried about if people's coming for you. No. He used to tell me all the time, like, oh, yeah, I just did this. I just did that. I'd be like, okay, like, I'm in the suburbs. And it's no problem with, you know, being from the hood or having that lifestyle. I mean, to a certain extent, I think it is, because I think us as a race can do better. We can. But it is what it is. But I just feel like he was capping. But maybe he wasn't. I don't know. That was just me at my young age, believing, eating everything up, being gullible. So back to me not having a car, him not having a car. You know where we hopped on? MARTA. If you're from Atlanta, you know MARTA. And MARTA was my best friend. Because I used to skip school and take MARTA to the city. Like, for what? I don't know. Because why are you trying to go to the hood when you're in the suburbs? Make it make sense. That's where the fun was at, though. Let's be honest. That's where the fun was at. So anyways, we're waiting at the bus stop. And I remember we were sitting on the bench. And we were talking, and I was like head over heels, like just in love, like, look at this man with all these tattoos. I remember we were sitting on the bench in front of the bus stop waiting for the bus, and like he kissed me. He was like, and I remember I was like, and we kissed. And no tongue or nothing like that, because hello, I'm in 10th grade. I don't know what I'm doing. But I just remember that being so sweet. So anyways, we were on MARTA. So we rode the bus, and then we got to the train, because you had to take the bus, then the train, then we had to get on 2 more buses to get to his house for round. We were on the train, and like I remember, like we had so much fun. Like every time we were together, I swear we had so much fun. So we were on the train, and we were talking about everybody. Like I remember this guy had on like fake shoes. I think like they were like fake. Like we were talking about him, like them shoes fake as fuck. I'm like, yeah, shoes. Or like, what is this crackhead over here doing? Like, and we would just and like we were just talking about any and everybody just on the train, just having fun. Anyways, we got off the train. We ended up, you know, taking those 2 buses. I remember we stopped at the gas station. And like he knew some people at the gas station too. So we was there for like 10 minutes just chopping it up. I'm sitting there with my young ass. They're probably like, this your little sister? No. And so to get to his house, we had to walk across train tracks. There's so many stories about these train tracks in this house. So to get to his house, we had to walk across the train tracks. Mind you, he's telling me it's his house. Let's talk about it, because it's not. We had to walk across the train tracks to get to his neighborhood. And I feel like it was Fairburn. If y'all know where that's at, either Fairburn or Fayetteville. There's these train tracks right in the gas station right there. But anywho, we had to walk across these train tracks to get to the neighborhood. You know, neighborhood was like, you know, it's a regular Atlanta neighborhood. Like, Atlanta neighborhoods are like old. Unless it's like newly built, they're like old. This is like unfamiliar area, of course, to have never been there. So we're walking. 2 people start walking out this house and walking towards us. But you know, Baltimore keeps walking. I'm just like, what the heck? Turns out they know him too. I was like, oh, like you popular over here, just kiki and chopping it up with everybody. I'm scared, shaking in my boots. Like I need to go back to my side of town for real, to be honest. So anyways, we kept walking to his house. We got to his house, and he was telling me like, okay, like I gotta see, like, you know, if it's chill, if it's cool in here. I'm like, okay. So there's this boy. We're gonna call him Special. We're gonna call him Special K. That's what we're gonna call him, Special K. Special K walk out the house and introduce himself to me. I'm like, who the frick is that? You ain't tell me you live with nobody. Like, I'm thinking you 23. You got your own stuff going on. Nah, Special K walk out the house, and his name is Special K because that boy is special, and he needed vitamin K when he came out the coochie. He needed the vitamin K shot because that boy was special. Let me tell you something special. But then my friend ended up talking to him because we used to go on, you know, 2-man missions. 2-man, and both of the friends was present. Yeah. So anyway, Special K came outside. He introduced himself to me. And I was just like, you know, like, hey, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, my boy don't be bringing people over to the house, you know. I'm just like, oh, like, who are you? Yo, they told me like they was cousins. at first. The whole time they're not even related. Like, further down the line, it came to light that they wasn't even related. So anyways, you know, I'm nice to meet you. So then Special K and what's the name go inside real quick. They're like, yeah, like let me you know, see what's going on. And I'll come back out and get you. I'm like, okay. So mind you, when you go over to somebody's house and you can't even come inside first, I mean, maybe that's just being young and just doing what I did. But, you know, usually when you go over to a man's house or somebody's house, like, you can walk straight in. If y'all not even letting me in, your parents are there or your house is very, very dirty and you trying to straighten something up real quick. Like, that's what it's giving. They left me outside for like 5 minutes and then they came back outside. And then he was like, yeah, Special K, grandma here. So you gonna, I'm like, grandma? Grandma? Who's grandma? What grandma? We can't do nothing. I'm thinking we could smoke in the house. I'm thinking, man, and it's cold too. Mind you, I'm pretty sure it was like November or something. Like, it was getting cold. I'm like, dang, we can't even do nothing. Like, you know, like that. Like, chill. So he was like, nah, like, just introduce yourself. So I introduced myself to her. R.I.P. because she passed away, about a year ago, if I remember correctly. And like, she was a cool lady. She's in a couple other stories too. So I introduced myself to her and she's like, hey, like, you know, you're very pretty, but how old are you? There we go. So I'm telling her, like, you know, like, I'm 17. Which wasn't really any worse than 16, but then she knows how old these guys are, like 23, probably 24, like whatever. So she's probably thinking like, what the heck? And this is just me and my horrible choices. Like, but how old are you, sweetie? And I was like, oh, I'm 17. Oh, do your parents know you're here? I'm like, yeah. Also, my dad is my road dog. Let me tell you something about my dad. Man, I used to be in the city until like 12 at night and like just out. And he used to come and pick me up anywhere where I was at. And my mom would get so mad because he was not leaving me out there. But one time he did because my mom was like, he left me out there. But then he came eventually. Like, why would you do that? Anywho, like, does your parents know you're here? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, well, I'm gonna have to talk to your parents. Cause I'm like, oh, no. I'm good, baby. I'm grown. I'm 17. I'm grown. So that was that. But anyways, Baltimore, you know, told her to like chill, whatever. Like, no, she's good. Like she's good. So we were just chilling or whatever. We ended up smoking outside. We watched TV. Mind you, okay, so Special K had his own room because that was him and his grandma's house. Special K had his own room. Special K had a bed and everything set up. Baltimore was sleeping in the, and I don't know, because he used to tell me his parents, the situation was all over the place in Baltimore, and then he has family out here, and he'd be like, I don't know if he was house hopping or what. But he did help Special K pay rent, like, you know, to his grandma. Man, there was a freaking bed in the living room. There was a bed in the living room, like a twin-size bed. And you know what? We would be on that bed. We would be on that freaking bed. So we were sitting on that bed watching TV or whatever. And, oh, I don't even think that there was a TV out there. Like, I think they had to bring the TV out there because I was out there. And yeah. So let's keep in mind, guys, I didn't say this before, but I was on my period. Is you serious? I let him, like, acting all delirious. Yeah, so I was on my, you know, menstrual. Yeah, I had in a tampon. So I wasn't going to do anything. And I wasn't planning on doing anything like that anyways. Like, to that extent, I wasn't planning on to that extent. But one thing about me, what's the word for it? Cabeza. I love it. I love it. So I love it. I remember we were just sitting there talking, and then I don't know how we got to that point, but I was like, so you gonna, yeah? He's like, are you gonna let me? You know I want to. I'm just like, sure. But you janitor, you clean? No, I'm just kidding. But, she's like, sure. So, and this is the first thing I ever did with him. So freaking, I remember I'm sitting on the bed in this living room with 2 doors that can open any minute. And I wasn't talking to anybody else, so don't be going over here, oh, Gabby's at home, Gabby's at home. Like, no, I'm not, okay? This is just reminiscing of my childhood years, okay? Not childhood, ooh, that sounds so bad. teenage years, but it is my childhood. But like teenage years, when I was younger without a baby. Yeah. You know, take off my pants or whatever. This boy started doing it with the tampon on my coochie. With it in my coochie. And then you know what else he did? He pulled that motherfucker out with his teeth. He pulled it out with his freaking teeth. He said, he was like, tossed that. What? Better be lucky I had another one, because what's gonna plug me up? What's gonna plug me up? Anyways, that was finished. You know, I put my tampon back in. And I was like kind of like so embarrassed, but it was like cool to me because like, not like cool, but like oh my gosh, like I got like a rush of endorphins. Is that what it's called? Because like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this. And he's like, he's older than me and like he loves me, because who does that? He loves me. Now that I'm older, a lot of you niggas will do that. A lot of you niggas will do that. Anybody I ever messed with has basically done that. Like all of y'all will do that. And it's really sick, because if I swing the other way, I will not do that with the tampon on your coochie or on your period. But anywho, you know, we were sitting there like talking about it, and I was all hyped up, like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, because I didn't tell my dad to pick me up. I think I told him I was still at work. So he walks me to the bus stop, and he took the train with me. I mean, he didn't take the train with me all the way back over there, but he took the bus to the train. And then, you know, I took the train back to my side, and then my dad picked me up from the train station. And after that, like, we were inseparable. And I'm telling y'all, there's like 4 or 5 more stories, and it gets so crazy and just ghetto. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so that's the intro story to Baltimore. I didn't get to the beat up story, to the fight story, but it's coming. It's coming. And I really was like wild for real. Oh my gosh, I have so many stories. But yeah, so that's the intro to Baltimore. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little storytelling. I try to come with good energy, you know, good vibes. Trying to get better at this, because I can tell stories to my friends or whatever and like have it sound all juicy, but like talking to a camera, it's like, girl, I be getting distracted. I be looking at myself. I be getting distracted. But yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back. Today's Monday. I'll try to post again on Wednesday or Thursday for you. Yeah. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe again. And don't forget to follow your girl on Instagram at g.lottoo. I'm going to try to put it in the video right there, or in the description box, and my TikTok at Juicy G Fruit, because my name is Gabby and I'm juicy like some fruit, like some papaya. Okay. Anywho, y'all be blessed. Have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And don't forget to come back for some more. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.